there was quite simply the most almighty roar. I don't think I've ever heard anything like it in my life, and the crowd just simply erupted. Cheers that have been going on now since the announcements were made. You won't be able to see them, but the military have now moved back from the barricades that were stopping people coming through. There were the checkpoints that's now been opened up. People are tearing down the barricades that have been put in place there, and they're streaming now into the square. There's nobody being checked anymore, and they're just joining the rest of the crowd. Huge numbers in there, and there's more people coming. I can see to my left that they're piling down across the bridges to come down to the square. I think the writing was on the wall, I suppose. The indicators have been given by the military that everyone's demands would be met. Maybe they knew it was going to take a delay. Nobody could quite believe it last night when the president did not stand down. And of course, as the news came through, it rippled through the crowd, and then, as I say, an almighty roar. There's a lot of work ahead. We understand there's going to be a statement from the military very shortly. It appears that they are going to assume control of the country. So there's a lot of discussion will take place as to what happens next. Will they move back to civilian rule? How long will it take? As it stands right now, our belief, our understanding is that the military has taken over. The president has stood down, and the people are just absolutely joyful, shouting, waving flags. Really quite remarkable scenes. And we've been talking to people all day, and they were saying it will happen, don't worry, it will happen. But I think many were beginning to wonder how long it was going to take. The announcement was that there was going to be an important statement from the presidency, and of course I think even in their wildest dreams they didn't expect that it was going to be that the president would stand down. But there it is, incredible scenes here, just what they wanted. A people's power revolution for certain, an awful lot of work for the country to do from now on though.
And certainly, Stuart, no sign of the pro-Mubarak protesters that made such trouble a week ago.
No sign at all. I wonder, you know, we talked about the numbers who have turned out as the anti-Mubarak demonstration, and were they representative of the nation? It was very difficult, but if you actually look at it, when the pro-Mubarak people came out, it was no more than 20,000 against what was obviously 200, maybe even more thousand people, and I think it is representative of the country. When we saw the trade unions coming out, when we saw doctors, barristers, the whole legal profession was here yesterday, teachers, government workers were joining the demonstrators, and slowly but surely over the last couple of days, more and more demonstrations have been taking place in other parts of the country, many of them really quite violent. People we understand have died today in clashes with the police. So I think as that sense of the numbers that are going to be involved, there was inevitably going to be calls for a general strike, and most people felt that it would be one of those general strikes that you rarely see, where literally the country did come to a complete and utter standstill. So as soon as I think the military realised where this was going, they put the pressure on the president to stand down. Whatever happened yesterday, we just still cannot really fathom exactly what happened, because certainly from here all the way to the White House, the expectation was that the president was going to stand down. He didn't. Perhaps he just didn't want to do it at a time when the people thought he was going to. He is obstinate, he says so himself, and perhaps he decided he would do it just after he's left and gone to Sharm el-Sheikh, which is where we now believe he is. But I'm not sure the protesters, when this all started all those days ago now, ever thought that they could actually achieve this. They knew that there was a groundswell. They knew that the people had just simply had enough. They didn't have any political leaders, and ultimately I think that was an advantage to them, because you can't crack down on you can crack down on political leaders, you just can't crack down on everybody. And it really is, I think, as I said, the people's revolution, as they've been calling it for days. I don't think they expected to get the result that they've got in such a short period of time, but it's absolute euphoria here, and this is a party that is going to go on for a very long time.
Stuart, thanks very much indeed. Stuart Ramsey there, our chief correspondent in the heart of Tahrir Square.